Okay. I think we're good. Good good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you wonderful darlings. How are you doing today, boys and girls? Good. That's a lot of good. I wonder if it's because it's the weekend. But like, you guys, most of us don't have weekends. Why would like why would you be excited by a weekend? Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations. I guess she actually meant it when she said yes to your proposal. Well, I mean that's good, right? That's good. The good. Like, what's the current plan? And are we invited? I'll join over Zoom. How about that? For reference, one of our boys is getting married. You said July, was it? August. This August, which I don't know. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but lockdown will be done by August. Oh, I see. The world has to. Yes, right. Of course, you're a banker. Well, I mean that's exciting. That's exciting. The chat is trolling our wedding boy about the need to to prepare himself for a new life. And I mean, it's kind of true. You kind of do, right? Like it must be a big step. I can't imagine it. Anyway, let's do a drinks check first, shall we? While I get set up. What is this? Where's there? Nice. Really? That's nice. What's the occasion? Oh, right. Before I forget, Happy Easter. Happy Easter. In case we don't talk, I feel like we're going to, because I feel like I'm gonna stream every day this weekend anyway. But yeah, Happy Easter. We are approaching. No, we are in April. What am I even saying? Oh, I should have played an April Fool's prank on you guys. Aren't you guys just lucky that I'm nice? Well, I'm nicer than some of the people we've worked with. It's true, I am. Okay, come on. You know I am. Absolutely, you bet. Yeah. I'm being trolled and being called the worst boss ever. From someone whom I don't think I've ever led a team that you worked on. No, I haven't. No. The only things we worked on, the two of us, is that one project, and you were the team lead on that project. Dude. Exercise some all good, all good. Okay, let me get in the air. Actually, even before that, let me change the time. There we go. Nice. So we're going to fly to Kyoto today. I hope we're all looking forward to it. Parking brake disengaged. Power on. Oh, parking brake was engaged. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so going back to drinks check. That's a 40-year-old whiskey. Nice. I mean, not that whiskey really needs to be that quite that aged. But I'm impressed and still unsure of why it needs to be. Like why you need it today of all days. But is Easter really like you're essentially, well, I mean, okay, it's fine. I so when I was in Germany, actually Easter was the most, well, I mean, for I went to a Catholic school, so for for what it's worth, Easter was the most important holiday that that the teachers would try to celebrate, right? But of course, for the kids, it's always been Christmas. Um, yeah, for whatever reason, you're right. I'm sure there's no reason why kids might. Oh, excuse me. Why kids might what am I doing? Why kids might enjoy Christmas over Easter? Sure, there's absolutely no reason. Uh, hold on 1 second. Let me just. Why am I not getting weather? Oh, because I'm doing that. Let's do few clouds. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's put some ground level wind up. A bit more, a little bit more, and there we go. I remember that used to, yeah, that caused a lot of trouble for us last time. That's okay. We're okay now. But yeah, going back to, oh, isn't that beautiful? Sorry, we're gonna have to watch the sunrise first. Isn't that amazing? Look, you can actually see the scattering in the water. That's beautiful. Say it's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm bringing down the power, because if you guys can see, oh, I mean you can barely see, but essentially, oh, you can't see. Can you see it? You can see it. Behind here you can see the airspeed, right? And for a while it was getting into the yellow, and that's actually really bad for the airframe. And so that's why we tend to want to keep power lower so that we can. Power lower, like lower speed technically equates to less stress on the plane, right? Because what the plane is are these little flappy things, and they are very much flappy things. These little flappy things getting beaten around by what amounts to be air, and that is how we move about. So, you know, if you beat it up too much, then of course it'll cause trouble, right? So we try to maintain airspeed by, oh, I should bring up my, oh, wait, no, this has fixed wheels, my bad, I forgot. So we maintain airspeed, some amount of airspeed in the green, and we do that with depending on the wind conditions and of course engine power. Just gonna bring down my engine just a little bit more, and that's what we have trim, right? So what trim does is it essentially changes how the air flows over all of our wonderful flappy thingies, and that in turn changes whether we rise or we fall, right? Like if I put trim down right now, you can see that, and so we crash into. No, I'm not drunk. But no, that's literally it. Like I mean, we can use flaps. Like, oh, did my flap things? Oh right, 'cause this doesn't have. Does this have flaps? It should. Where do my flaps go? Oh, maybe it doesn't. I haven't studied the planes enough to know. But regardless, the point remains. The point remains that we use trim to sort of do micro adjustments on our plane. And actually, let's go in and double check. I think we can see the trim wheel here somewhere. It's usually a micro adjustment thing. Solo flying from rear seat only. Where's my trim? Here we go. Yeah, you see, you see this, right? Like it's essentially a button, and it's supposed to be highly configurable and adjustable so that you can actually do micro adjustments to it while you're in air. So what I do is I actually have it on a throttle stick. My flight gear setup has two throttles. Like you can link them or you can not link them. So I actually use the right one as actual throttle, and then the left one I use as trim, and it ends up working really well. And so once you have a trim you're satisfied with, you can actually then change engine power to go up and down as well, right? So can you guys see if I change engine power? Oh, you can't. Okay. I'm just gonna move my... Oh, wait, no. There are two of me. I'm gonna move this over just a little so you can see. Essentially what happens is I can pull engine power back, and that should have a effect on my vertical speed soon-ish, right? Like this. But my nose remains pointing upwards because I have trim at a nice angle, right? So it's one way of lowering our height without diving. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to drinks checks. And I'm also gonna move the screen back. Here. Nice. Nice. This is the second week in a row you've been doing sangrias. What's going on, bro? Is there something you're not telling us? Are you not drinking it by yourself? Oh, also, let's go to Osaka. I mean, if you're not, you're free to tell us. It's not like we'll judge. Well, I don't know. He might judge, but like... But no, I won't judge. Promise. I mean, if you brought a boy home to us, why would we care, right? Especially these boys and girls here, they're all about profit anyway. Okay. I mean, sangrias. If that's what you're into these days, then that's what you're into these days. Oh, actually, before I forget, what do you guys think? We should probably make another jingle for our background music, right? This one's getting a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll make two, and then we can sort of mush them up a little. Or we could extend this one, you know, turn it into an actual proper song. But that feels like too much effort. That feels like too much effort. And I'm not sure you guys are worth that much effort. Just putting that out there. Give me one quick second. I'm gonna close some curtains. You know, I can still see the chat, right? Like, I still know what you guys are saying. Like, it's just closing curtains. I'm not I'm not going off to war. Or better yet, I'm not going into training for Goldman. We joke, but there was one of us came out of Goldman and it was interesting stories. We'll put it that way. But yeah, so what was I saying? Drinks check. We're not done yet. Okay. Well, that's interesting actually, because you know, I don't think I've ever actually. No, I don't think I've ever had absinthe. Coincidentally, isn't it like 11 in the morning? And you're just sitting at home nursing on some absinthe? Actually, I think that's reasonable. The lockdown has really changed our lives quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me as well, right? Because I used to essentially I used to lease office space that I would go to every day. But now I don't see the point anymore. Like even for like I used to lease, what was it? Essentially, I have a buddy who works at one of the big banks here, and like the particular building he's in, they don't use all of that space. So I had this yeah, I essentially did a sublease of one of their office spaces, and like I get to enjoy the brilliant hospitalities of a private wealth of a private wealth office. It was interesting. I liked it, but I don't think I'll go back, if I'm honest. And that's exactly as you say, right? Like some people work better, in their own environment, and I guess in your case it's with absinthe. Well, actually, that's exactly why I moved into I carved out a little office in my place, um, and like did a whole redecoration, working from home type thing. It it really is nice. I can't deny that. It really is nice. I feel like it's too nice though. Sometimes like it's too comfortable. Well, I mean, for us, I guess it's not that bad, right? Because for us, we always have opportunity to expand. At least I know for me, I always will have opportunity to expand if I need to. Yeah, because it's like, I mean, what do I do, right? Like I read documents and I write email. I could do it at a coffee shop as well. Like, of course, if there ever needs to be a pitch, that's different. But like, I can borrow a buddy's meeting room. It's not like it's not like we haven't done that before, right? Like that's just how the industry ends up working. Yeah, you know what? You're right. If they figure out I make YouTube videos for fun, maybe they won't ever let me back in. But having said that, that's probably a good thing, at least for me, because at this point, I don't even want to get back in. Like, exactly, right? Like my lockdown has been, for reference, someone just said like my lockdown seems to be the happiest of out of all of us that are in the Discord, and I can't actually deny that. I do think so. I think my lockdown has been, if not the best, one of the best out of all of us, and that's I I wish I could tell you why. I'm just you know just a dude doing my dude things. We are going to Kyoto, yes. Yes. That's up here. And then, if we have time, we'll come down to Nara. And then we definitely won't have time to go to Tokyo. But we can do it next time. But yeah, so like we're gonna follow the river to Kyoto. And then that'll be fun. Ish. Buzz the houses? Yeah, we can do that. Why do I feel like this is like this is something a lot of rich douchebags would do if they all had access to planes? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind if more of them got helicopter and like airplane licenses. Because it's rarely reported on, but small plane accident rates. So like these private type plane accident rates are dramatically higher than big jets, and that's just because piloting error is much more at play, because the big jumbo jets, or even the big single aisle jets, they have tons and tons of safety features built in, whereas for these small ones, pilot error can result in some dramatic issues. I actually, now that I think about it, I actually had a friend who unfortunately passed away in a small plane accident, actually. So let's raise a toast to her. No, she was a good friend, actually. We we did some courses together in university. Yeah, yeah. It was no, there was no romance. It was just yeah, a classmate that you would occasionally hang out with, because everybody's studying the same thing, so you might as well study it together. And then if you're hungry while you're studying together, you can go out for food, right? And that's always fun. That is very much something I miss about university. I mean, I could go back, actually. I mean, I'm not that old. Right? Like I really just finished my undergrad, what, like a few years back. So yeah, I could. But having said that, right, like it's undergrad takes on a different meaning when, like, it wouldn't be fair to the other undergrads if I were competing with them, just because of how deep my knowledge is now, right? And so yeah, I don't think it'd be fair. I mean, I do occasionally still take like random undergrad classes for fun. Well, I mean, before COVID. Like I like the class atmosphere, because like you go in and then there are these people who, you have the keeners at the front, you have the people who are sleeping at the back, and you just have like random people talking in the middle of the in the middle rows, and it's a very comfortable environment. I think you guys know what I mean. At least it was for me. Like the major I went through was it was competitive to get into, but once you got into it, everyone was kind of in the same boat, and there was not a lot. This wasn't like life science or like pre-med, that kind of stuff, where everyone is jealously hoarding their own knowledge because they're competing with others to be at the to have those top 10 spots that they can put on their CV for med school. No, like for us it was different. For us it was like us versus the professors. It was great. Like I absolutely loved it. It was just everyone was essentially in the same boat, right? Like everyone was quite, how do I say, we were all getting messed up by the professors, and so we would all band together. I mean, it was engineering, and it was hardcore engineering, so there weren't that many girls, so it was really a band of brothers type thing, and it was fun. Yeah, no, I very much enjoyed it. No, no, just because there were no girls doesn't mean you hit on the very few that there exists. No, I mean, some of them did do that. Wasn't it wasn't a good spectacle because they also weren't very good at it. Well, I mean, because the ones that are good at it tend to not, how do I say this without making us sound dumb? Well, the ones that were good at it tended to study in other places. Let's put it that way, right? Like they might not often return to their dorm rooms. They might not even have dorm rooms. I had a buddy who really just didn't. He didn't. He, after first year, he just decided he wouldn't even bother, and he Credit to him, he did just fine. Uh, Not sure about parts of him though. Well, well, it is what it is, right? Is he successful now? No, no. Well, that's not true. He's a senior engineer, so of course he's senior-ish. He's getting into those positions, but compared to like, yeah. No. I have a friend who graduated uh when 4 years ago, undergrad. He's now a senior architect, right? Like that's the kind of not architect in the building sense, but architect in the electronic sense. And like that's the kind of success you can have in this type of in this line of work. Of course, I chose to not do any of it. Well, I mean, it's kind of serendipitous, right? Because that's where I met you lot, most of you lot. Yes, except you. I don't even. No, you were brought in by, yeah, exactly. It's all good. Time check. 26. Okay. Good, good, good. What else is going on today? Are you guys celebrating? Yeah, yeah, right? Cause it's still a thing. And isn't that why Macron actually, when he locked down France yesterday, he gave everyone essentially the weekend off, right? If I remember correctly. Right? Yeah, like you're able to travel over the weekend to make sure you get to where you want to go, and then you're locked down in the vicinity for what is it, like in the vicinity of 10 kilometers, like radius 10 kilometers, right? Yeah, exactly. Incidentally, I love Japanese like embankments like this. They're so pretty, and they're so useful, extremely useful, right? Because they are excellent parks, and also they act as excellent like water balancing, and it's great. It's great. Give me one quick second, just checking in the email. Oh my god. What the hell is wrong? Pretend I didn't say that. Pretend my microphone is off. How many of you have EAs, by the way? Nice. Yeah, oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, no, I was just wondering because I used to have an EA, and then because I wasn't working, like in those roles anymore, I like I recommended him to one of the the C-level people that I used to work with, and he's quite happy there. No, the point I was laboriously trying to get to is, there like I keep getting collection emails for a internet package that I canceled like how long was it? Half a year ago, and not to make it sound elitist, but in cases like this, I do miss my EA. I mean, it's true, right? Like a good EA really, like, oh my god. Having said that, if you guys need an EA, I can do it. I love that work. It's so much fun. Cause it doesn't matter, right? Like your own reputation is based on your boss, so you can be as annoying as your boss allows you to, and of course, you set those rules ahead of time, and yeah, exactly. You are the gatekeeper, and so therefore you can be more rude, right? Because so you can just not take shit from even like C-level people from major corporations. Like, my boy, he I had a investors call. This was like 2 years ago from someone from a big Silicon Valley company. Everyone has heard of it. Uh, I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything. But he would play the bad cop usually, right? And so like they were all coming to my office, and then so he was entertaining these big wigs, and he was just like he was saying not the meanest things, but he was saying he was very curt, polite, but also like very in their face about that they should invest and all of that, and very pushy, and it ended up working really well because it was like a lot of the things that I wanted to say and can't say, like talking trash about competition, like you just get your EA to do it for you, and then you play the good cop, and you talk up the competition, and you play the statesman, while you let the EA just kind of like trash the competition. I loved it. It was so good. I did get the investment. Yeah. I mean, that's where I met. Oh, he's not here. Where'd he go? Isn't he usually like one of the earliest ones? I guess he must be in a meeting. It's pre statutory holiday, right? So I guess he must be. It's all good though. All good. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so you would get your EA to take care of, well, not you, but I would get him to take care of things like bills. Not pay for them. He has my credit cards. He can pay with mine. The point is like arguing about bills. I could leave to someone else, whereas now I have to do it myself. It's funny, isn't it? Though sometimes I don't know if you guys have this feeling. Sometimes when you're on the opposite end of a conversation and you just think, if only this person knew who I was and appreciated who I was, and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be narcissistic. It's just that if they were properly introduced to you, they would act in a completely different way, and that's really interesting to me, right? Because it's sort of this very interesting difference between in humanity of what a name can really represent. And coincidentally, look at the difference. All forest, completely settled. Isn't that beautiful? That's breathtaking. Look at the sun. Oh, look at that. That's breathtaking. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Please continue. Please continue ranting about us. We're being turned westwards. Yes, I have been completely ignoring the radio. Excuse me. It's getting a little chilly. Like I don't. It was really warm the other day, but like today is like it's like half a degree outside. Celsius, the civilized. Yeah, I'm speaking civilized. I don't speak whatever this like imperial system is. Coincidentally, I like how the United States, a republic, is using something called the imperial system. Well, I mean, you know exactly why it is, because it's the British Empire system. That's why it's imperial. Where is Nara, actually? I'm just gonna pull up a map. Bear with me. Oh. It's... I haven't used this map in so long, it still thinks I'm in London. Okay. Nara's there. Let me see if I can paste it in. See if I can paste it in here. Wait, what? Add image. There's no easy way for me to do it, so we're just not going to. I'm going to navigate by map, which I have to keep open on top of the video game. But this should be okay. There's a mountain. That's mountainous in the south. Maybe we should go up a little. Let's go up a little. Add to the trim, lower engine power. Too much. Okay, 3% trim. Oh, no, that's the wrong way. Slightly higher engine power. Okay, we're gonna need more trim. Okay, like that. Let me just check. So from Lake Biwa. Where's Biwa? Biwa's over there. From Lake Biwa, we essentially head due south. We're about that length. So yeah, so we're almost there. Nara should be... We should actually come down now. Nara should be right here, if I'm reading the map correctly. I am enjoying this. I like doing this. It's fun to me. Right? Like this is Mount over somewhere over here. Mitsugadake. Yeah, that should be it over there. Yeah, so we're coming up on Nara. We just have to turn that way. Yeah, I like exploring. I've always really enjoyed it. In fact, when I was young, one of the things I would always pretend to do was to be an explorer, right? Like you know those make believe youngster games. Yeah, that would be me all the time. It's just, I don't know, it's just fun. Like there's nothing unfun about exploration, right? Like you have a map, you have the world in front ahead of you, and you can just like enjoy it. Let's look at the river. Yeah, exactly. So the river bends, and then this is where Nara is. Can you guys see my... Yeah, this is where Nara is. This is the river. That's Mount Mitsugadake. And let's look. There she is. This is a ancient capital. And there should be there are said to be very nice hot spring resorts, I think. I was told. By whom, I'm not going to tell you. Suffice it to say, I was told. I don't know. Next time I go, I'll probably stop by. Actually, one place I really do want to go to is where are we? Here, I think. Which is the district that makes the best tea, I think. Shizuoka, right? Yeah, Shizuoka. Let's see where that is. Shizu Prefecture. That is, yeah, exactly. That is right here. So maybe next time we'll fly that way. See if we can't find ourselves some tea plantations. Are you saying you're not having fun, bro? You could always tell me. You can do something else. I mean, or you could always sponsor something else. Hey, there you go. That's an idea. Let the free market work, right? Isn't that what you guys always say anyway? You have to manage the free market. Actually, yeah, I don't think we've talked about it. Our boy Huang. What was his private office's name? A family office's name. Oh my god, I can't remember now. Oh, I didn't share what I was drinking. You're right. I'm drinking orange juice. Why is it that when I said, let me finish. Okay, I'm drinking orange juice, and I have another cup of like cheap-ish sake, the Gikeikan thing. You guys have seen those bottles, right? Like they I think they brew in California or they bottle in California, one of those two. But I am a huge fan. It's because it's pure. Like there's no, it doesn't try to be anything than just rice wine, and that's nice. You know, sometimes you don't need that extra fluff. Yeah, and to be fair, that's how I forgot the name of art. How do you guys pronounce that? Archegos? Archegos? I guess you guys just don't pronounce it, eh? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an interesting story, isn't it? Like, if to me, the interesting part isn't even the fact that the banks would lend him that much money, because obviously they're chasing returns, right? They have to, because they're like with interest rates at basically zero for the past like 10 years now. Where else are they gonna find returns from? And like being on this side and essentially providing leverage is, I mean, it's made them enough money. Let's be honest, like it was only because he missed a margin call, and that's like, I mean, these guys knew what they were getting into. It's just compliance issues, right? So I no, I don't think it's more than that, because if, okay, I obviously I don't have a look at the books. Do you have a look at the books? Can you tell me if that's the only risky one? Of course, like if you were to ask me, I can guarantee you I would say no, right? Like I'm of the opinion that this was a bad margin call, but there are plenty of I mean, yeah, sure. I haven't had as much experience as you in it, but you also, you can't tell me that they don't have other risky bets on their books, right? Like you just know that they're making the market for some other how am I saying this? For some of the other hedge funds, for some of the crazier hedge funds, right? And having a family office being run in a way like a hedge fund is very much a, I would expect that from a former hedge fund manager, right? Like I think that makes sense. And like expecting him to do differently would be like, what are you even thinking? So no, I don't think it was particularly surprising. In fact, I think it was. I think it was probably like. It was probably exactly like he was on the wrong side of the bet. The markets moved in a weird way, and he got bitten for it. I mean, seems kind of seems kind of um poetic for a former tiger, right? I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, you will have noticed that I increased the speed, and that's because I want to see if we can actually get to Shizuoka today. I don't think so. That's that's a fair bit away, right? That's all the way over there. We would first have to cross the mountains. We would have to find our way over to. No, we wouldn't go through Nagoya, I don't think, because well, Nagoya is over here, right? NA, NG, and we're here. So the most likely route is like this, and then along the coast to Shizuoka. But yeah, we're not gonna make it. That's. Oh, there we go. There's that email. That confirms that I did nothing wrong and that it was all their fault. There we go. There we go. Thank you very much. And they gave me $1.49 in credit. Well, it's the interest rate, right? Like, if they're charging me interest on a bill that I didn't pay. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, it doesn't make any sense. Oh no, it was from before. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. So before I overpaid for one of my bills by $1.49, and so now they're giving it back to me. Exactly. Yeah, like I don't know. Like the big telcos are getting kind of desperate. And you can kind of see why, right? Like they are getting they are getting outcompeted in a lot of ways. I mean, in places where they have, like virtual networks and stuff like that, which I do. Yeah, because okay, I moved from a fiber connection to a copper connection, like back to copper. I used to pay what, $150 a month. Now I'm paying $30 a month, and I'm still streaming at whatever resolution this is. I can't tell. I think I set it at 1080p. I think yeah, it's 1080. I think. Who knows? No, I'm streaming at 1080, and yeah, and that's the idea that they like I can do basically everything I want with this connection, and it's what, a fifth of the price, right? 20% of the price. So I assume they're getting desperate. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah. What would you even need fiber for? Like, you can get 4K off of a couple megabits. Not a couple, 10-20 megabits per second. Like, you like truly right now, unless you're on like a single, unless you're on like a phone line, right? Like, and nobody is on a phone line anymore, let's be honest. I mean, between us, obviously there are underserved communities that are suffering because they don't have proper access to broadband, and that's extremely tragic in a time like this, right? Like, I'm sure all of us have come to expect that when we open a web page, it opens almost instantaneously. That's not the case for a lot of places, even in America, and that's tragic. Properly tragic. I wish it weren't so. But yeah, like, what was I saying? If you feel like your speed is slow, you're better off upgrading or waiting half a year and upgrading to Wi-Fi 6, just because it gives you more it gives you a much wider band to play in, and you know, we're only gonna get more and more internet connected items in the future, right? So it just makes proper sense to do that now, while, like, if you feel like your speed is an issue. Surprisingly, this isn't what I studied. Yeah, no, you know what I studied. We talked about it before. Yeah, like, but the principles work sort of very similarly, right? Because at the end of the day, you're still sending electrical, well, you're sending electromagnetic signal, whether wirelessly or through a wire, and you can and you do see interference, you know, all of that lovely stuff, and all of that stuff tends to have an effect on everything else, right? So part of what I studied that I don't mind talking about is the noise generated by an integrated circuit. So you know, in computer, you know, motherboards, everything has a microchip, but surrounding the microchip, well, let me finish. Let me finish. The microchip itself, of course, has tons of little circuits inside it. I just wanted to point out that, you know, the surrounding motherboard or the PCB, printed circuit board itself, is a very big generator of electromagnetic interference, and so there's a lot of work that has to go into optimizing those routes, and which parts you ground, which parts you don't ground, which parts you have to ground, which parts have to float, to make sure that your EMI isn't EMI, not BMI. Electromagnetic interference, not body mass index. Come on. Yeah, like to make sure that your EMI doesn't. Oh no, it's okay. Sorry, I know, just had another email that I thought was important to not be. Yeah. So what I studied was not the version on the printed circuit board, but within actual. Oh no, I should be going downwards like this. There we go. Within actual integrated circuits. So when you're trying to make circuits on silicon, and what happens to that silicon when you have these logic gates that are opening and closing, but they're also so small that they can be interfered with by literally 2 electrons moving, right? Like, and so that yeah, that kind of stuff is fairly. It's not exactly one-to-one translational to Wi-Fi signals, but it's all the same principle, right? A moving charge generates a magnetic field, and a moving magnetic field generates an electric field, and that's why we call it electromagnetism. Wow. I wasn't trying to be condescending. No. If I sounded condescending, it's because my nose is blocked. I wish I could tell you why my nose is blocked. Actually, yeah, no. Let's. We're about at the end of today anyway. Sorry, I was just trying to find my slippers. I couldn't find them. The dog must have gotten to them. Yeah. It's been, wow, I've talked basically non-stop for 55 minutes. You guys really need to pay me more for this. The last talk I gave, let me see if I can remember. Oh, it was certainly more than what you guys are giving me for this. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. We're having fun. That's mostly the point. Uh, yeah, exactly right. I'm providing a public service. I'm doing it on the cheap. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's all good. Okay. Well, we definitely are not going to reach Shizuoka today. Next time I guess we'll start in Narita and we see if we can get there. It is closer. Yeah, we should be okay. All right. Well, that's yeah. Exactly. Either next Friday or if you really want to sponsor one for next time. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay. Let me end. Let me end. I mean, you guys have to go to lunch. Some guys have to go for dinner, and I should go find my slippers so I don't die of like coldness. All right, fellas. Oh, sorry, not fellas, boys and girls. Thank you very much for watching. In conclusion, download Firefox, don't do Chrome. Don't do Chrome, please don't do Chrome. Don't. Just don't. And let's crash our plane. No, we're not gonna actually crash our plane. See, that's actually what happens if you trim down, right? Because then you just do loops, and then you stall, and lots of fun things happen. Okay, let's not trim down. There we go. Okay. Once again, don't do Chrome. Download Firefox. Have a good day.